Same idea. Split it up. Write one equation where it's positive and one equation where it's negative. Well, if we're going to solve a quadratic, that's one way we could do it. We can make one side equal to 0. If I make a side equal to 0, then like for this one, I could do this, right? 3x squared minus 6. However, if you just have an x squared, can you see that you could get the x squared by itself? Since I don't have any other x's, so I don't really have to factor here, I can get the x by itself if I move the 6 back over and then divide by 3. I'm going to get x squared equal to 2. How do I find out what x is? Square root both sides, and you'd get x equals the square root of 2. And then we all lose a half a mark, right? Or 80% of us. How many people still lose half a marks when they square root both sides? Because you forget the plus or minus.
Mr. JR?
Hello?
There, you're expecting pizza?
Yes.
And are you doing that alongside with Ms. D?
Yes.
Okay, great. I have.
So we get x equals plus or minus root 2. That's solving the first equation. Same thing on the second equation. We can add 3 to both sides. You're going to get 0 equals 3x squared. Divide by 3. X squared equals 0. Square root both sides. And this is the only time you don't have to do plus or minus because it's just 0. Just letting, you notice the pause there? Notice there was no comment after that answer? And you have to plug them back in just to verify this one works. Both of these, when you plug them back in, also work. So we get 3 answers. What we're going to find is the verification when there's just a number on this side, everything will always work. We're going to get into some equations later where there's a variable on the other side. Then things get a little bit, at times they're not going to work. So there's A. Let's do B together. And right away, we know this side is positive, this side is negative. Saves a lot of time by looking at that right away and say, yes, there's going to be no solution to this one. If you split it up and solve one positive, one negative, you will get solutions. But when you plug them back in to verify, this side is always going to be positive. And so the fact that it's equal to negative 2 tells us that there's going to be no solution. So one we can do for this, 7 and 5b.